Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're talking about a car that's making a lot of noise in the budget world. The BYD F3 2026. People are calling it the spreadsheet on wheels. The car that supposedly breaks the equation for economy. And look, we heard you loud and clear. You asked us to ignore the price tag, forget the flashy gadgets. Our mission today is all about the drive. What does this car actually feel like on the road day in and day out?
Exactly. We're getting into the nitty-gritty, the engine, how the transmission behaves, what the real-world efficiency is, and, the ride quality. We need to figure out if the performance is just adequate or if you're making too big of a sacrifice for that low price.
So let's start under the hood. And well, it's incredibly simple, isn't it?
It is. Just one option. A 1.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine. That's it.
And what are we talking power-wise?
The numbers are, let's call them practical. You're looking at 109 horsepower and 145 newton meters of torque.
So it's not built for excitement.
Not at all. It's an economy powertrain through and through. It's designed for balance, for minimizing fuel use, and just, getting the job done reliably in a crowded city.
Okay, and getting that power to the wheels. You have two choices.
Right. You've got your standard 5-speed manual, which is, dependable.
And the other one.
The automatic option is a CVT, a continuously variable transmission, which is pretty common in this class.
And that CVT is kind of the big story here, isn't it? It seems to be the source of the main complaint.
It really is. Almost every source we looked at mentioned that when you really ask it to accelerate, you get this very noticeable whining sound.
A whining sound?
Yeah, and the transmission can feel a bit sluggish. Like it's floating instead of engaging. It's a classic budget CVT trade-off.
Is that just a minor annoyance, or is it something that would drive you crazy on your morning commute?
I think you definitely notice it, and you see the results of that design in the raw speed figures.
Okay, let's get into the numbers.
Getting from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour takes a leisurely 11.5 to 13 seconds. Top speed is around 175, maybe 180 kilometers. Wow.
11.5 to 13 seconds. That's not a burst of speed.
Not even close. It's a gentle suggestion of acceleration.
By 2026 standards, those figures are objectively weak.
Absolutely weak. But the payoff is the efficiency. It's phenomenal. You're looking at a combined fuel consumption of around 6.2 to 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers.
That's very good.
It is. And with a 50-liter tank, your range is massive. You could get close to 800 kilometers on a single fill-up. That's the real selling point here.
Right. So it runs on fumes, but how does it actually handle the road? Because a commute isn't just about efficiency, it's about comfort on bad roads.
And that comes down to the suspension. It's a pretty proven, if basic, setup. McPherson struts in the front.
And a torsion beam in the back. Hang on. Proven and basic sounds like a nice way of saying old and cheap. Does that torsion beam actually hold up?
It holds up for its intended purpose. It's not designed for aggressive handling. It's tuned for compliance, for comfort.
So soaking up bumps.
Exactly. It excels at smoothing out those road irregularities. It makes it really suitable for congested cities, places with rough roads where you care more about durability than cornering.
So when you put all that together, the identity of this car is crystal clear.
Completely.
It's a pure commuter. It deliberately gives up speed and responsiveness, especially with that CVT, all in the name of low running costs and a comfortable ride.
So the whole value proposition here isn't about how fast it is. It's tied to that proven platform, the reliability, the low maintenance, the slow acceleration it's the calculated price you pay for that extreme economy.
It's the definition of an intentional compromise. And that leaves us with, I think, a really interesting final thought for you. If the F3's performance is deliberately basic just to maximize fuel savings and keep repair costs down, does that long-term saving truly outweigh the lack of modern safety features like ADS, things many drivers now consider essential? What stands out to you? Is that a trade-off you'd be willing to make?